Good evening! Welcome back to the McMuscles Midnight Massacre. I don't really want to talk about this film that much.
Why? And first off, though, wait, look at our matching skull outfits. Show everyone your outfit.
It has nothing to do with skeletons, but it's as spooky as we could get.
Mine kind of does, because the main character in this movie is just wearing... She's wearing a
true.
Skeleton dress with like the little
sexy
cold shoulder
dress.
and the suspenders, and it's like...
You don't have the suspenders on, though.
I never have pants on under here, just for anyone asking.
Neither do
That's why we have this blanket. But no, her outfit is 10 on 10.
It is.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. The movie we watched was Terrifier. So I'm sure you've seen this scary ass thumbnail in your Netflix with the fucking creepy clown with his like overdrawn lips. And let me tell you, I read in one of the reviews someone say that he makes Pennywise look like Krusty the Clown. Because he's that freaking scary.
Yeah, it's... Alright. So, Terrifier is about this killer clown.
Art the Clown.
Art. God, okay, sure. And it's two girls run afoul.
Two girls have just left a club. They are drunk on dumb bitch juice.
Yeah, a lot of it. Chug it away.
They just OD'ing on that dumb bitch juice, okay? And it's very 2017. They're on their phones, they're selfieing, they're instaing, they're just being two drunken hoes trying to get home, and they get to their car and they're like, no, you cannot drive. You're a drunk hoe, but I'm also a drunk hoe, so let's
get some slightly less drunk.
Yeah, so let's get some pizza. So they go to like
the
pizzeria.
local greasy. Did you know anywhere where this was filmed? It looks like it could have been Toronto. I don't know.
It looks Toronto. I actually tried to look it up. It didn't say.
Damn.
But it's kept saying it's a very low budget. Like there wasn't a big budget for this movie, so it would lead me to believe it'd be filmed in Canada.
I want to talk about that in a second, specifically the low budget thing. But they're in the pizza place. Yeah. They're waiting like a good 5 minutes for their one slice of cheese pizza each.
And you know that shit's just being reheated, so whatever.
It doesn't take that long. But our ghost friend, our fucking clown friend Art comes into the pizza place, sits down, and this is where it starts to get like creepy, where he just sits down, does not move a muscle, and just stares at the skeleton babe from across the pizzeria.
Who looks like Neve Campbell.
It looked like a bottom shelf Neve Campbell. She did.
I was gonna say Canadian, but Neve Campbell is Canadian. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And that just kind of is that, and then her blonde friend is like, "Oh, he's not scary." And that's one of the funnier scenes in the movie. What does she do with Art the clown?
She goes up to him, sits on his lap, and takes a selfie with him.
And he's not moving at all. I think she bops him on the nose, and then he starts to stir a little bit.
Yeah. She's like, "You already got 7 likes." He's like,
yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes.
This fucking...
And then he stares at them for the rest of the thing, of their little vacation inside the pizza place, because it's the only place that's normal, and even then it's not really that normal, because the pizza guy and the cook in the back are the most stereotypical, like, friends of the director that aren't actually actors.
One of them might have even been the director for all we know.
For all we know. And then Art suddenly starts going hee 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 ha ha ha, and then he kind of leaves them alone and goes into the bathroom, and then they're like, let's go. Let's leave. Then their car breaks down.
No, there's there's
slashed their tires.
Which I wonder who could have. In front of this giant, creepy, weird building.
This weird warehouse and abandoned apartment.
This building, I have so many questions about this building and like shenanigans that go in, but it's really where the scene is set for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's dark, dingy warehouse / apartment.
Okay, and what really bugs me at this point too is they're like, oh, we can't call for an Uber, but it's 2017, so you know Uber exists, so does Lyft. We can't get a cab, maybe they're broke. Maybe they're broke assholes. But they call...
They just bought pizza.
Yeah, they just bought pizza, but like a cab is different. They call, one of the girls calls her sister to be like, can you please come get us? I'm just like,
responsible. Oh, what is she doing?
She's studying.
She's studying.
For midterm. So she's like, okay.
Whatever.
Whatever, I'll come get you. So like, they're in the car and they're waiting, right?
It takes her like 3 hours of movie time to drive there. I don't know how far they were.
We didn't even, like, we skipped over the actual opening sequence, but I guess it's irrelevant because it's kind of whatever. There's an opening sequence before all this happens. But then, yeah, she really gotta pee because she didn't go pee in the restaurant. Because this is what happens with drunk bitches. And the Scarecrow Bimbo's like, just open the door and like pop a squat, just take a piss. Like, we're drunk, we're home.
The blonde friend. We didn't say what she was wearing.
She's like a thoughty Scarecrow dress outfit, okay?
Which I'm into, but...
I mean, compared to the other girl, come on.
No, I like the other girl.
Hello, of course, not even a question.
Yeah.
But anyways. And then she's like, well, maybe I'll just go in this building because there's this guy smoking outside of it. Like maybe he'll let me.
He looked like a janitor at first, and they're...
Yeah.
And then she goes up and asks him, and he seems nice enough, and he's kind of like, yeah, I shouldn't really let you into this apartment. And they're like, okay, well, I really need to go. Like, please help a girl out. And he's like, fine. Pee in the most disgusting bathroom I can find. That's in the sub basement.
I would rather pee in the middle of the street on top of a sewer.
The street was empty too. There was absolutely no one around.
I would have gotten back of a tree so fast. Like, so not even a question.
This is the first thing that I want to point out, is that this is a horror movie straight up. There's lots of gore, there's lots of violence.
Slasher, gore.
It has also the other thing where it's like every character is the stupidest character I've
They all
ever
do
seen.
the biggest stupidities you've ever seen in your life. And that's kind of takes away from the enjoyability of it because this character, this actor is so good in this clown. Like, I read also that he like had previous experience as a mime, so he incorporated it in his performance, and you can tell because he does not say one goddamn word the whole time.
Doesn't like utter a sound even when he's
hurt or being stabbed or whatever. But we'll get to that, what they do to him.
Yeah.
It's very much a trope that we all hate as horror movie watchers and lovers is the I knock this guy in the head with a 2x4 one time.
I forgot.
He falls down. I must be saved. He must be dead. And like, you can do one. I'll give you one in a movie. I'll fucking give you one.
But everyone gets one.
No. Absolutely not.
Every character you'll meet in this movie knocks this guy the fuck out on the floor.
Some of them multiple.
And then they go, that's the end of that chapter. Every time.
And then can't get out because he's barricaded them in. But then when they do get out, they come back in. It's like there are so many mistakes. But his acting and the actual kills and the gore, like, great.
If you're a gore hound, very, very satisfying.
If you like, I don't torture porn type
I don't think we need to go into like the rest of the plot, but there's gory kills. The blonde girl has especially, very similar to what was in Bone Tomahawk, if you saw that out there, but with Bone Tomahawk, you're like, oh, it's kind of gross, I guess. And I was like,
it was very fast.
But it happens in this one, and you're like, oh, I really don't like that either.
I was not having it. I did not like it at all. Maybe it's because it was a woman. I was like, no.
I will say it at least looks more fake. So it wasn't as gross as it could have been. Like, I don't know. Like, anyway.
There's just like a lot of blood and a lot of like really chilling scenes. Do you remember the other one?
Which one?
What?
Who does it involve?
I mean, Art the Clown, but in a different outfit, sort of, to say.
So, if you were into gore, Terrifier will super satisfy, but it was so frustrating seeing every character. Let's talk about the one really frustrating thing that we were so aghast, whereas the main girl, the skeleton girl, escapes like a fight with Art. Then she gets out of the building. And maybe it was shot in a confusing way.
In a sub part of the building, but she's out. And then she runs back.
She runs past cars that are in the street. Then she goes like seemingly under a garage of the same building and like hides there.
Yeah, and then she gets immediately owned, obviously, because she bopped him on the head, she booped him on the nose, and thought that was gonna be it. Like, I really don't know.
And everyone has a moment like this. The janitor that we talked about before, it turns out he is an exterminator.
Yeah.
He is an idiot, and he does stupid things. Then a backup bug exterminator
like
who's concerned about him comes in, also is an idiot.
Crazy cat lady.
Then finally, after 6 or 7 hours, her sister shows up with the car and does all, like you said, all of the stupidities of trying to figure out where everyone is. Where are you guys? I don't understand. I'll go to the back. And then she can't escape. How did you get in? You came in through the back. Are you telling me that
I don't know. He was just going around putting padlocks on every door. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's one of those you can't think too much about it or really take away from the experience because there are some good points. Him himself, just his face, it's horrifying. Like, you know.
So this is like kind of the tone is what I want to talk about, and it reflects in the budget. That this seems to be a Dread Central production. Dread Central is a horror website, and they kind of spun off into being big enough to do their own movies. There's other, you know, websites like this, Arrow in the Head and Play Disgusting. Some guys that run these sites or people, they'll be like, I can get into actually making the movies that people that love them want to see.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched all of them. I just know from my own experience that they're all like this. It's light on sense.
Yeah.
And story and good acting. And it's like, no, just more gore. And while I appreciate that, it's like, sometimes it can't really make for a great movie.
Well, you have to take into consideration also that they built this movie around just this character, because I read also he was from another anthology or another 2011 movie, or he was from a short.
Like a prototype.
He's already a character that's been in something, so they basically did everything around him, which is what you're saying. They had more of the concept of just this clown and fill it in with, these two girls, this warehouse, and a bunch of kills, But it wasn't bad.
No, I would say it's entertaining, but at the same time, the only thing that entertained me about it was he's a pretty spooky clown, and there's gory kills, but like the rest of it, you're kind of rolling your eyes at pretty much everything else that's happening. But it's a horror movie, and it's a clown-based one, and it was effective. It's free on Netflix, technically.
It's on Netflix. I mean, it's spooky season. Clowns are horrifying.
And I would say, with it being on Netflix, and we used this metric before, if you're really into horror and gore, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, you can ignore the other stuff, for sure.
But if any of that makes you even remotely squeamish, and you just want to get a good spook, though, if you want to just jump, there's not really jump scares. I don't remember anything. It was just kind of...
They don't need it. Just focusing on him and his facial expressions was scary enough that you didn't even need a jump scare, you know? Just, if you're afraid of clowns, do not watch this movie.
I also felt that the title of Terrifier, I'm like, I guess...
I think it might have been the original movie or something. I might have got my information wrong.
It's just kind of weird. It's a clown-based movie, and it just...
Well, because he's a Terrifier.
No, I know. But that, like, he's just if it just be called Art the Clown, I've been like, that's good enough.
But I mean, Art's not very scary name.
But then why they call him?
It's not very good. I don't know. I have to give him a name.
But that's Terrifier.
Yeah.
If you're not into clowns or clown-based porn, you will not like this movie. Yeah. But I think if you're into the right stuff, you'll find something to like.
And if you're into like Netflix movies, you know, that's your price range, that's your budget, you can go for it.
You could do worse.
Yeah, you could, definitely.
But that's another McMuscles Massacre in the bag. We will be back tomorrow night as always with a look at, what are we doing even next? I don't even know. But I hope you'll rejoin us for a clown-free zone tomorrow night back in the Massacre.